Yeah, so I definitely wanted to showcase this one. It is called Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator, and it looks amazing. You can find out more about it by following the link in the description below, and also check out the developer called Brilliant Game Studios. They are extremely talented, and basically this game is exactly its title. It is the Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. You take armies and pit them against one another, and these armies are absolutely huge. Some of the biggest armies we've ever seen in video games. We're talking about tens and tens of thousands of units on screen at once. There was even a demonstration here on YouTube that showcased 100,000 characters on screen at once. And basically, the reason why this game is so interesting is because it can actually allow PCs to run this sort of thing. This really is something that is the tagline for the game, so to speak, is that yes, your PC should be able to handle about 10,000 to 20,000 units on screen at once. It really is dependent on the power of your PC, but also you'll notice the detail is quite impressive, and it doesn't just stop at medieval warfare. You can get absolutely crazy with it and create any scenario that you please. You know, they even have World War II versus zombies. You can get that crazy with it. Heck, they even did a demonstration with penguins versus Santa Clauses for Christmas. It was absolutely hilarious, as you could see here. So there's tons and tons of freedom. And you know, Tabs, if you know that game, it's extremely popular because it's physics-based. And Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator is very much the same way, in that the AI can think for themselves. They're very much individual. It differs from other RTS games in that they aren't really a group AI. They can think for themselves and get around a lot of different environments and scenarios and work together to get to their goal, which is very, very cool to hear. And they've really pushed the AI to not take too much of the CPU's power away from you. They can really pull off all of these characters because their game engine is so unique, and it really looks great. You know, Tabs has its own look, of course, but this game has an aesthetic approach that is more realistic and beautiful, and the lighting and the design of the environments are absolutely stunning here for what they are pulling off with this many units on screen. It looks like a total blast. I cannot wait to see what scenarios everyone creates, and I'm curious to see what happens also with the World War II battles. Of course, you can have World War II soldiers versus Roman soldiers, so you can get absolutely out there with it if you want to. And you can also see that you can have soldiers falling off cliffs. How many soldiers can actually survive falling off the cliff? Can they find their way to safety? You can create whatever you want. And they also showed a simulation of a castle being raided by, I think it was 25,000 units. So you can see how big these battles can actually be. So I think a lot of us are going to be having a ton of fun with this one, just messing around, creating huge battles and scenarios. And of course, I have to say that I absolutely love this battle right here. It is showcasing the ultimate Lord of the Rings battle. You guys may remember this one, of course, from Return of the King. Now, Lord of the Rings is one of my all-time favorite franchises, right up there with Star Wars and The Matrix, and it was so cool to see this. Now, I don't know if they will allow modding with this. That is a very good question. It would be cool to see some sort of modding allowed with this game so that we could see Star Wars eventually or something like that, or different type of movie variations like Neo versus Agent Smith, which would be absolutely hilarious if they could pull off something like that. But yeah, I would love to see some modding for this game. Stay tuned for news about that. But yeah, what you are seeing here is one of the most famous battles, the 300 Spartans against the Persian Army. You may remember that iconic scene also from the movie 300. It remains one of the most iconic battles in history for sure. But yes, again, you really don't have to be super serious with this game. I think it's kind of the point to cater to both crowds. If you're really interested in, you know, imitating some of the biggest military battles in history, go for it. But as you can see here, heck, you could take tens of thousands of chickens and face off against a human army. So the chickens have formed an uprising against KFC lovers everywhere. So yeah, you can get really, really wacky with it, of course. I'm curious to see what other animals they have in here or other creatures. Maybe you can have an entire army full of lions, who knows? But again, if they do provide that mod support, the possibilities would be endless, and I'm very excited to see if they can fulfill the promise of this running on many machines, even the lower end type of machines, as many machines as possible. And I cannot wait to see how far we'll actually be able to push these type of games in the future. You know, we see tens and tens of thousands of units on screen, and then we see the whopping 100,000 units. Of course, when we saw that, there was a little bit of a jitter, but I'm curious to see if we'll be pushing that even further in the next 5 to 10 years to maybe even 1 million units on screen. I don't know what the purpose of that would be, except to see the unlimited carnage of the battlefield, and I do not know how long these battles can actually last. I believe they would last a half hour to even an hour long, considering how many units are actually on screen. But yeah, it looks like they're going to be adding more and more to this one, and the release date right now says on the Steam page sometime before spring, so that's very soon. I don't know if it's going to release first in like a beta phase or not, or if they're going to just release it as a whole game, but I'm very excited to see what they do with this one. But be sure to check out the Ultimate Battle Simulator in the description below. Check out the Steam page. And guys, hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications to receive videos like this one in your email and stay updated about this game. It looks freaking hilarious, and I think it's going to be just a good time. Right now, you are witnessing Chuck Norris versus tens of thousands of Roman soldiers. They are going at it right here. There's chickens. Everything is going crazy. So this is basically a three-way battle. So yeah, you can actually do that as well. And you can see these chickens are toppling off of this cliff and just exploding everywhere. It is downright craziness. Thanks guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. I will see you later and on the battlefield soon.